everyone. So I just got back from having a nice lunch with my sister-in-law and niece, and I figured it would be a good time. There's not a whole lot going on. It would be a good time for me to do my weekly update. So I am now 10 weeks, 2 days today, which is it's exciting to hit the double-digit mark, and that's just cool. The baby is growing this week to be the size of a lime. So going from being the size of a prune to the size of a lime, which is kind of a big change. As far as symptoms and stuff this week, it's actually overall not been a bad week. Since I've been taking the B6, my nausea and morning sickness has gotten so much better, and I haven't thrown up in more than a week. Let's see, it's Thursday today. Yeah, I haven't thrown up in like a week and a half, which is fantastic. And it's just like, now, it used to be that the morning sickness was worse in the evening, and no, it used to be that the morning sickness was worse in the morning, and that it would get better as the day went on. And now it's kind of flipped, so that it's like I wake up feeling pretty good most days, and then like around 5:30, 6, something like that, in the evening, I start to it starts to pick up, and so now it's made it so that eating dinner is more of a challenge. So I'm trying my best to eat as much as I can earlier in the day, to get in some good nutrition and calories and all of that stuff. I have not regained any of the weight that I've lost, but at least I'm not continuing to lose, so that's good. Still dealing with the fatigue, which is, just there. I'm like exhausted by, 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night. And I'm still having some days especially where like dizziness and lightheadedness and kind of my symptoms of dysautonomia are worse some days. And I think part of that is I'm not doing as good a job of staying on top of doing my IV fluids, and I'm also just having a really hard time drinking fluids. I can't drink regular water most of the time. There's something about it has some kind of taste, and I've tried different, I've tried water from our Brita, I've tried water from bottles. It just seems like it's not really working well. So I'm drinking a lot of 100% juice, especially cranberry grape juice seems to be really appealing, and I'm mixing it now half and half with seltzer water, so at least I'm managing to get that in. And I'm also continuing to drink tea, which I should kind of push to do more of that, because that would be really good hydration. As far as like cravings and aversions, I'm having the same aversions that I've been having. It's like vegetables, really any kind of meat for the most part. Most of the time, there's not really much of anything that sounds appealing. And I'm more or less having the same, liking the same foods. I like cold apples a lot. The juice, continuing, not as much, but still somewhat to eat, fried eggs on toast. And the only kind of weird craving that I've had over the last week is this weekend. We were on our way to my husband Eric's parents' house, and I just all of a sudden got this strong craving for chocolate cream pie from this very particular restaurant that's like 4 hours away from us. And Eric's response was, I'll do a lot and I'll go pretty far to, help you, but that's a little too much. So he said he draws the line at the state line. So that was interesting. I settled for, I got chocolate pudding instead at the grocery store, and that seemed to be enough. So that's kind of the symptoms and everything going on. The other aspect of this week has been that on Tuesday, we got the final word back from the birth center. It was not what we wanted to hear. It was surprising and confusing, but basically the maternal fetal specialist responded to the midwife, this was through email, and said, like, I believe that the midwife copied the whole email, which was 2 sentences, said that my case may be too complicated to be out of the hospital, and like he said that I need to be on blood thinners during pregnancy, which is not what the conversation was that I had with him last. So I don't know what the deal is there. But the birth center is out, unfortunately. So I mostly have been like jumping headfirst into doing a ton of research about hospitals and midwifery practices and OBs and all the people that are connected with the various hospitals, and really trying to figure out what we want. And I started out by making a list of really what the important things are for me for my birth, which I think will evolve into a birth plan. And then I made a list of what I want for prenatal care, and I made a list of questions for hospitals and midwives and doctors and everything. So I made a ton of phone calls on Tuesday, and this morning I had an appointment for just they don't do meet and greets at this midwifery practice, so it was an appointment with a nurse there, and I did get to meet one of the midwives because I had some questions that the nurse couldn't answer, so she pulled one of the midwives in, and so to just kind of get an overview of the practice and get questions answered, and for them to kind of give me an overview of pregnancy stuff. They weren't fantastic. It would be fine, but it's not what I said to my husband when I called him afterwards was I didn't get a warm fuzzy feeling from them. So I'm not drawn towards them. I went for the appointment there more because I kind of liked some aspects of the hospital that they are at. But I have not been able to get in touch with the person I would need to talk to get a tour of the hospital. So that is likely not a high on the list. And they're also about 45 minutes away, so it's a bit of a drive. Then tomorrow morning, I have an appointment to do a meet and greet with a midwife at a practice here in the city I live in. And then hopefully right after that, I'll be able to go and get a tour of the hospital there. And then in the afternoon, I'm traveling an hour west of me to go to this hospital that just looks fantastic and really what I want. If I can't be at a birth center, this hospital looks like what I want. They offer water births. They just everything that they talk about on their website, and they have this whole booklet online that you can look at. Just looks like what I want. They are really big advocates for natural birth. All kinds of modes of pain control other than epidural. I mean, they offer epidurals and pain medicine, but they just seem like what I want. So I have an appointment to go tour that hospital tomorrow afternoon, and then next Tuesday I'm making the drive back out there to go and have a consultation with one of the doctors at the OB office that's connected with the hospital. They don't have midwives at that hospital, but the OBs seem really reasonable, and if they're practicing at the hospital, that's so much what I want. I'm not concerned really. So that's the update on all of that. I don't have final information. I'm a little bit freaked out now that I'm at 10 weeks and still don't know where I'm going to be getting care from, but I'm pretty confident that I will make the decision by next Tuesday after my appointment. So that's pretty much it. I am going to do a video with baby buys that I've had so far because I just got my first cloth diapers, so I'm very excited about that. But I don't know if I'll get to that today or not. So yeah, so that's it for today. Hope you're all having a good week, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.